first start, you come here on I-Day, right? The commissioning day seems so far away. It's not even in our minds.
I think about it as a plebe, how much I looked up to the upperclassmen and seeing where they were going to go. I feel like it's the closure. It's like the culminating event of what you came here to do for 4 years.
I've been waiting for this moment for like 8 years now because I joined the Navy back in 2012. So I always, looked at officers like one day that's going to be me.
4 of the most intense years of your life. You have put everything into these 4 years.
Really towards the end, it's just so special that everything is coming to an end.
This is coming faster than I think it's going to. And it's like that's what we came here to do. We came here to graduate and to serve.
This is really a unique situation that the world is in right now.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The coronavirus is a pandemic.
Tonight, true to its name, the Navy ship, the USNS Comfort, pulling into New York Harbor, past the Statue of Liberty. The 1,000-bed ship, here to relieve pressure on the city's overwhelmed hospitals.
So I sit at the kitchen table with my laptop, and I pretty much get all my work done. There's not really much of like a distraction. My only issue is not having my desktop.
Class of 2020 universally throughout the country will always have this as a part of their story.
I can't imagine not having a graduation from the Naval Academy. It's like, that's what you've been working for. But then someone reminded me, like, you're not working for the graduation. Like, you're working to graduate, but like, you're not working for the graduation itself.
Hitting this milestone that catapults you into the future is what I believe we're all most excited about.
The magnitude of it is really starting to set in. We're really about to start our lives.
It goes fast.
I know that the best is to come.
This is what I've finally been waiting for.
It just seems unreal.
Well, I'm going Navy pilot.
I'm supposed to get married this summer before I go to my first ship.
A commission as a Marine ground officer.
I'm going to head out to Monterey, California.
I'm going to be a direct IP officer. So excited. I was so excited.
It's a little bit scary because it's for real now. There's no going back.
So I'm really excited to see where the next place is going to take me.
I've wanted to fly my whole life, so I'm excited to start that journey and just excited to serve the country.
Class of 2020, rise.
Ron Mitchell Bailey.
Martin M. Summer.
Raylan Rackett.
From the 13th Company, Austin B. Belton.
Pablo Flores.
Travis W. Brennan.
Travis M. Grant.
Blaze B. Bushnell.
Marie Jendrysik.
Andrew Robert Knoll.
Andrew D. Lewis.
Emily Rose Margaret Krulik.
Victoria Ellen Nash.
Jordan W. Rapp.
Aaron Navarro.
Juan Jose Santana Reynoso.
From the 16th Company, Brennan Bowen.
From the 15th Company, William T. Barr.
Nina Cartwright.
Leocady Angeline Higginson.
Pedro P. Castillo Valdez.
Enrico A. Lentini.
John Finnegan.
Jisub Lim.
Justine E. Herbold.
Spencer Elizabeth McPhee.
Massimo P. Moriali.
Christopher C. Saker.
Brandon T. Scorch.
Peter A. Zincara.
From the 18th Company, Matthew J. Leah.
From the 17th Company, Brett W. Jones.
Sydney A. Fortson.
Megan L. Lisper.
Joshua Uyuk Lee.
Andrew J. McCarthy.
Julia N. Morrow.
Paisley R. McClaskey.
Jacob D. Pardue.
John Michael Thompson III.
William P. Pluff.
Alexander Peter Wayne.
David Andrew Vine.
From the 19th Company, Zachary R. Abraham.
From the 20th Company, Elenia S. Armstrong.
Lucas A. Beltram.
John L. Buck Jr.
Alexis Morgan Bolden.
Jack M. Morris.
Musa Kim.
Austin A. Pitcher.
Everest Michelle Lopez.
Victor L. Sands.
Lynn A. Murphy.
Jordan M. Shinkus.
Alexander Yarmus.
Brian Jinwa Tact.
From the 21st Company, Bohyun On.
From the 22nd Company, Amoe Koje. Hitters a Hunkai.
Adam C. Escada.
Connor Asprey.
Adam J. Fisher.
Richard D. Christie.
Jesse M. Hall.
Danielle Corpus.
Elizabeth A. Posey.
Cole C. Dorsey.
Anthony H. F. Massonia.
Miguel Angel Huerta Jr.
Elliot S. McRoberts.
Nicola Garmas.
From the 23rd Company, Russell Arno Bauer III.
From the 24th Company, Christian Itel.
Taj D. Middleton.
Brendan Michael Fish.
Christopher D. Van.
Naveen Fuji,
Serena M. Selma.
Fritz R. Porter.
From the 25th Company, Ian J. Haddo.
Nicholas A. Sobraco.
Giovanna L. DeVito.
Servando Varela IV.
David R. Owens.
And Sophie Frieder.
Jake M. Rudy.
From the 26th Company, Kevin M. Jedge.
Timothy J. Salute.
Brody R. McDonald.
Rachel D. Turpin.
Miana K. Wynn.
Cameron Witt.
Christian J. Palmer.
From the 27th Company, James A. Averett.
Malachi J. Saib.
George K. Hamilton.
Kendall Nicole Zadi.
Connor A. Howard.
From the 28th Company, Jacob J. Baldus.
Sophia Nicole Ruby.
Adrian Inman.
Logan M. Lister.
Tyler S. Martin.
Jamie C. Miller.
Reagan C. McQuain.
Callie N. Palomares.
John Jackson Musili.
From the 29th Company, Michael R. Enzima.
Austin Y. White.
Jesse Helen Rotour.
From the 30th Company, Garrett T. Benning.
Diego L. Caballero.
Alexander E. Benoit.
Candace M. Gordon.
Samantha H. Fox.
Thomas G. Larea.
Jordan Nathan Kelly.
And Trent E. Perry.
William B. Loudon. Noah C. Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now hear our national anthem sung by Midshipman First Class Lillian Jones and the invocation by Lieutenant Luke Dundon, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy.
Thank you.
Let us pray. Lord, it was a warm summer day in 2016. A bunch of new faces, fresh and green, started a journey in Alumni Hall, learned to salute and always stand tall. They've had their share of joys and sorrows. Each of those memories this moment hollows. When it seemed that no one could win it, this class found a way and did it. 4 years later, they're standing tall now to profess an oath, a promise, a vow, to uphold all they've learned at this institution, to support and defend the Constitution. Lord, on each one here your blessing bring. By their selfless service, let freedom ring. May these fine days bring joy so plenty as we celebrate the class of 2020. Amen.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the 63rd Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy, Vice Admiral Sean Buck.
Commandant Buchanan, Colonel Smitherman, Dean Phillips, Master Chief Kirby, Master Chief Figueroa, Chaps, thanks, and Commander Moore from the great class in 1970, the rep for another link in your chain. Thank you all for being here. Welcome back, all. Class of 2020, congratulations on reaching this momentous day. Joanne and I have sorely missed your presence on the yard over the last 8 weeks, so it's really, really good to see you. Really good to see you in person. And thank you, Mother Nature, for such a glorious, glorious day of weather so that we can celebrate this event outdoors. I'm thankful to have the opportunity to address your class in person, even if in small groups at a time. I have truly enjoyed watching your class grow into your roles as firsties and more recently in soon-to-be commissioned officers. Simply put, I've been very humbled and proud to serve as your superintendent. Normally, every superintendent gets a chance to talk to the graduating class as a whole for the last time at your commissioning rehearsal over in the stadium. It's one last chance for me to give you my thoughts on what's to come and to express my gratitude for the opportunity to be your soup. I'm instead addressing you in small groups, personally, on your commissioning day in Tecumseh Court, where your Naval Academy journey began, a sign of the unusual times that we've lived through this year. While I wish we were under the blue skies at Navy and Marine Corps Stadium, it means the world to me, nonetheless, to see each and every one of you on this tremendously important day in your naval careers. As I've walked the empty paths on the yard here each day the last 2 months, I've had time to think about your class and the incredible journey that you all have embarked on together. From entering the academy as the plebe class with the highest average test scores in our institution's history, to capping off a record-breaking football season and bringing back the Commander-in-Chief's trophy to its rightful place, Bancroft Hall, you and your classmates have already experienced so many wonderful moments together on this Navy adventure, and you are only just beginning. While thinking fondly about your class on my daily commute from Buchanan House to Larson Hall, I often take a second to appreciate the words that are carved above the chapel doors. Non sibi sed patria, not for self, but for country. From the first time you formed up as a class right here on I-Day, we've asked you to memorize quotes from reef points or various phrases inscribed on our buildings and our memorials around the yard. Many of these phrases are meant to inspire and to serve as a constant reminder of the sort of selfishness we're looking for in our naval officers. Selflessness, sorry. Ship, shipmate, self. Don't give up the ship. Not for self, but for country. and honor, courage, and commitment for a few. We ask you to take these words to heart and to indoctrinate those who will walk the halls of Mother B after you with these same values. In some ways, the COVID-19 pandemic has forced you to live up to these ideals in a way that very few classes have had to during their respective first years. Even as superintendent, nearly 41 years into my Navy journey, it has challenged me in ways that I've never had been challenged as a leader. In the midst of this pandemic, each of us across America is being asked to sacrifice something for the greater good, to think before we act, to put country and community above self. Each of you has had to forego the traditional spring semester of your first year that you've been looking forward to the past 3.5 years. I truly appreciate the sacrifices you have made, and from the bottom of my heart, I am sorry that you will not have the opportunity to toss your covers in the air, surrounded by all of your classmates and in front of all of your loved ones. I, like every single Naval Academy graduate, understand what that moment means to you and means to all of us. But you've been asked, before you've even sworn the oath of an officer, to put country before self. 2020, your turn to serve in the fleet, to serve your country in the way you've imagined all along, is just around the corner. And when you do raise your right hand in a few minutes, I ask you to take a moment to be proud of the country that you've volunteered to serve and protect. This pandemic has unified our country in a way that only tragic events can. It has beckoned us all to modify our behavior to keep our neighbors and communities safe. It's challenged us to widen our normally small aperture and take in the bigger picture. This pandemic has also required ordinary people to deliver the extraordinary, to show up to work each day at great risk to themselves to help others. Every day, we've seen it on television, you've seen it in your communities, you've heard it from your neighbors. Every day, healthcare workers, first responders, public transit operators, 18-wheel truck drivers, warehouse workers, grocery store clerks, they wake up and they go to work, keeping us healthy, keeping us fed, and keeping this country running. And they do this knowing full well that every interaction comes with significant risk to themselves and to their families. Unlike each of you, unlike each of us in uniform, many of them did not raise their right hand and take an oath to serve their country. But for weeks, they've done just that. When you take your oath in a few minutes, you should take great pride in remembering that this is the country you are choosing to serve and protect, a country of ordinary people carrying out extraordinary acts to help out their fellow citizens in times of need. As is always the case in times of crisis, Americans have risen to the occasion. Your naval careers are just around the corner in just a few short moments. You too will be tested in ways you've never imagined, by long hours, austere conditions, tests that will drain you mentally and physically, and moral dilemmas. I believe, in my heart, I believe that each and every one of you is ready. You have put in the work to develop yourselves morally, mentally, and physically. And second lieutenants and ensigns, about to be, I am incredibly proud to see you commissioned today. And I will be incredibly proud to serve shoulder to shoulder with you in the fleet. 2020, you have much to look forward to. While your careers will be challenging at times, they will also present you with incredible adventures that you've never imagined. You will fly supersonic aircraft, you'll drive ships and submarines, and you'll lead platoons alongside your classmates and friends from the Naval Academy. There is no cooler feeling in the world than to be out in the fleet and operating and doing the essential missions that you've been trained so well to do. And there's nothing that brings greater humility and pride than being entrusted to lead and protect America's sons and daughters. You will feel the weight of that responsibility late at night standing to watch, or behind the controls of an aircraft, or leading a platoon through hostile territory. Take this responsibility seriously and work hard to earn the trust that you've been entrusted to lead. 2020, if you take care of them, they're going to take care of you. You're going to meet people along this Navy journey who will challenge you to be a better person, who will be willing to give their lives for you, and who will remain your closest friends for life. The intensity of our shared experiences in uniform forges bonds that last a lifetime. As a class, look out for one another in the fleet. While your spring semester together was cut short, I assure you that your time together in the class is far from over. Your shared path began right here in T Court on I-Day, and it will continue to bring you together through your years of naval service to future commands and careers in citizenship and government. Be there for each other in time of need and celebrate each other's accomplishments and milestones. Although we are not celebrating with your entire class here today, this shared experience you are living through will now bind you together as a class for the rest of your lives. Class of 2020, the finish line is here. Let me restate that more accurately. The starting line is here. I can't wait to commission every single one of you and bid you fair winds and following seas on the great adventure you all have been waiting for. I am proud of each and every one of you for reaffirming your commitment to put country before self today. It has been my immense privilege to be your superintendent, and I want to leave you with this. Never quit. Expect to win. Go Navy, beat Army.
The Senior Marine Representative, Colonel Jeffrey Smitherman, United States Marine Corps, will administer the oath of office to those being commissioned in the United States Marines. Colonel Smitherman, I present 60 midshipmen of the graduating class to be commissioned in the United States Marine Corps.
Thank you, Captain Buchanan. Class of 2020, it is truly good to see you. Albeit the unusual circumstances, it is very much a privilege for me to have the opportunity to commission those of you into the Marine Corps. If I may, though, with permission from the Vice Admiral, make 3 observations that build on his excellent guidance to you. The first is, understand that you are in a time of dynamic change. You enter the fleet now and will benefit from the uncertainty of this last semester and have the opportunity to serve, whether it's in the Navy and the Marine Corps, in a time where we are transitioning from peer competition to having peer adversaries. So whether you take your guidance from the 38th Commandant of the Marine Corps' planning guidance, or from the CNO Admiral Gilday's FRAGO for warfighting and maintaining maritime supremacy, understand that, as our superintendent said, you will serve alongside each other and with your classmates, and it will be a joint maritime force that is what ensures our ability to succeed as a nation in the years to come. Whether it's in contesting maritime spaces, whether it is being the first on the scene to respond in crisis, first to contain, or to be the first to fight. When that time comes, you're going to do it together as a joint maritime force. So get ready and work together. The second thing I will tell you is you've had opportunities to demonstrate leadership here at the Academy, various forms, whether it's as a sports team captain, as a team member, an ability with an organization, and those have been great opportunities for you to learn. You've had great gems and pearls of wisdom that have been offered to you by folks who've been successful in the practice of leadership. Probably gotten a lot of those in the last month from the Commandant on Instagram, right? I am a follower, by the way, and a fan. But understand that the essence of your commission that you are about to assume is leadership. And those young men and women, those sailors and Marines, as the superintendent said, they are the sons and daughters of America. And they are entrusted to you. And you must be worthy of leading them every day. Strive for that. It goes beyond being liked or liking. It does include accountability. But they will never look at you as anything more than a manager or a figurehead if they don't know that you care for them. So do that. And the last point I'll offer you is my own personal advice for success. Success in life, success in your career that you're about to embark on. I think the greatest thing that got you to the seats that you're in today is your ability to prioritize. And it is being able to prioritize at the greatest level that will ensure your success in life. For me, that consisted of prioritizing, in this order, my faith, my family, my country, and my Corps. Understand that we are in the business of mortal conflict. You are going to send your Marines and sailors into harm's way. And they want you to understand that there's a spiritual and a faith component to that, to the resilience that's required to be successful before, during, and after the battle. So if you are someone of faith, don't lose that, grow in it. And if you're not there yet, just respect it in others. As for your family, realize you start this great career, and it doesn't matter whether it's for 5 years or for 40 years. It is still only going to be a chapter in the book of your life. So take care of those who love you and you love, because they are going to be there afterwards. When it comes to your country, recognize that you support and defend the Constitution, not a political persuasion, not a singular aspect of our society. And we are one of the last institutions respected and trusted in our society today. Do everything you must to protect and preserve that trust. And in that order, it has been very easy for me as a Marine to commit my life to the Corps, to fight with a happy heart. And so I would tell you that you joined the greatest Navy in the Marine Corps in the world. But you must strive every day to be prepared, to be ready, to preserve that legacy and that trust. Who better to do that than the class of 20? With that, I'll ask the graduates to be commissioned into the Marine Corps to stand. Raise your right hand. Having been appointed as second lieutenants in the United States Marine Corps to rank as such from the 22nd of May, 2020, do you hereby accept such appointment, and do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter. So help you God. Semper Fidelis. Take your seats.
Thank you, Colonel Smitherman. Good morning, 2020. Team, this is the Saturday morning edition of the Dont Daily. What a glorious day it is. I am certainly privileged to be amongst you and to be able to celebrate with you in a small but historic way. Here we are in Tecumseh Court, ending your Naval Academy journey exactly where it began, culminating your 4 maybe not so short years here in Annapolis. Indeed, each of you have worked hard to arrive at this point in history. My personal congratulations to each and every one of you. And as General Mattis has routinely said, you earned it. I know this ceremony does not look at all like the graduation ceremony that you or we imagined it to be. However, despite its uniqueness, it is no less special, and this moment is no less impactful. This moment where you swear an oath to the Constitution to serve as an officer in our naval service, you will reaffirm this oath every time you get promoted. You're not swearing an oath to a person, but to defending a pursuit of an ideal, to be a public servant responsible to our nation. This is a special trust and confidence that you assume today. And my advice is to listen to the poignant words of the oath and internalize them in your own lives. And as your time as a midshipman comes rapidly to a close, please know that we are very proud of you. In short order, I'd like to provide just 3 points of free advice. I've not cornered the market on advice, for sure, and I give credit to those that provide it. But since my dad provides me lots of free advice, I figured I'd gift some of it to you. Best thing about this advice is it in fact is free. No silver dollars required, and at the end of the day you can discard it if you wish, but I would offer that it would be helpful as we confront an uncertain future. First, become an expert in your chosen professional path. Being exceptional at your job is a force enabler, and achieving expert status is entirely up to you. Your performance here is merely a way station for your future success, and attainment of that success will be dependent on how you've integrated that you've learned here and what you will learn in the near future. Second, and as been previously stated, earn the trust of your leadership and your teams every day. You earn this trust through your positive engagement with others, your integrity, your commitment to excellence. What you say, what you do, and how you carry yourself, it all matters. Your sailors and Marines will be watching closely. Finally, looking ahead to the future, simply be humble. Grace Lane says this in her commander's intent. Approach each day with a fresh outlook, value different perspectives, and be authentic. The transparency with which you live your lives will keep you on the straight path. Our fighting force is better with you in it, and I am honored to stand with you today to welcome you into the United States Navy. Good luck, and God bless each one of you. Don out. Will the 143 midshipmen of the graduating class to be commissioned in the United States Navy please rise? Please raise your right hand. Having been appointed an ensign in the United States Navy to rank as such from 22 May 2020, do you hereby accept such appointment, and do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which you are about to enter? So help you God. I do. Congratulations. Ensigns, seats.
While the class of 2020 has achieved many great things, we would now like to recognize those graduates who have truly excelled in all areas. At this time, I invite these distinguished graduating midshipmen to stand when their name is called. John Thompson, Leo Kadee Higginson, Sidney Fortson, and Sophie Reeder, Grace Lane, Marie Jendrysik, Jamie Miller, Daniel Williams, Christopher Saker, Travis Brannon, David Vine, Justine Herbold, Cole Dorsey, Andrew Emerson, Travis Grant, Mara Riley, and Gregory Burgess. Congratulations. All right, seats.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join me in the singing of Navy, Blue and Gold. Please be seated. The president of the class of 2020 will now come to the podium to lead us in the closing event.
Good morning, everyone. Before I share my brief remarks with you all, I would like to bring your attention to the empty seat in front of us in remembrance of our brother, David Forney, who will always, and I mean always, be a member of the class of 2020. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Although today is not the picture-perfect ending that we had envisioned when we embarked on this journey at the United States Naval Academy, we have a lot to be thankful for, and we have a lot to celebrate. To the class in 1970, thank you for being with us from the very beginning. We have learned and grown from your mentorship along the way. This journey has had its very highs and its very lows. However, we have made history along the way. As we go our separate ways today, I want you all to remember how far we have come as individuals and as a class. We have always found a way, or we have made one, for better and for worse. So congratulations to the class of 2020, and may we continue to strive to be the positive change that we want to see in the world. So thank you, and God bless. So for the moment that we've all been waiting for, can you please rise? I propose 3 cheers for those we leave behind. Hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip. Hooray! Hip, hip.